Hey, welcome back everyone. It is now March 10th of 2020, and as we look into the future of Star Wars, we do know that the timeline of Star Wars material seems to be quite expansive, not just with their books, their novels, and their comics, but also their movies, their TV shows, and more to come in the near future. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, the one thing about Star Wars is that we do know that thankfully Kathleen Kennedy no longer has creative control over these new Star Wars stories and these new Star Wars projects that are currently in the early development phase that's going to be a part of this brand new Star Wars universe. Now, I don't know if you guys knew about this, but many changes are being made over at Lucasfilm to the Star Wars franchise to really kind of evolve it into something new, whether it's based in the future or the past. New rules will be applied to Star Wars. They are essentially changing the rules of course, Star Wars in general, and this could very well be something that a lot of fans are either going to agree with or disagree with, so I would really like to hear your thoughts about all of this below in the comments as we go through along all of this. Now, Disney Star Wars is changing. Ever since the new Disney CEO, Bob Chapek, took over as the new CEO over Bob Iger, a lot of changes are being made over at Lucasfilm, and a lot of changes are even being applied over at Marvel as well, so expect to see some changes with that as well. Now, with that being said, what's really intriguing about all of this is that now that The Rise of Skywalker is out of theaters, many fans around the world have been very interested in what both Disney and Lucasfilm have to offer for their new Star Wars universe in general to create a better vision for Star Wars. It's noted that Disney has multiple plans currently in the works in order to change the Star Wars franchise in a significant way for Star Wars fans to enjoy and view the brand in a different light. It's explained that Lucasfilm has a major plan to introduce many retcons to Star Wars lore, one of which is said to include the Rule of Two that Lucasfilm will retcon for future stories to tell, in that Lucasfilm is redefining the concept of the Rule of Two. Instead of the Rule of Two concept applying to two Sith in existence separately, it's noted that Lucasfilm just made a major retcon that for future Star Wars stories, where the Rule of Two will have a different meaning, such as the use of a Sith spirit combining with the host body that would later become a Sith on its own. It's explained that this was Palpatine's plan in The Rise of Skywalker to apply the new concept of the Rule of Two by combining his spirit with where once she would strike him down in anger and connect herself to the dark side, he would be able to enter her body as he would become a Sith. So Lucasfilm wants to make the Rule of Two concept as two characters as one, where also Lucasfilm has a plan to retcon specific rules of the Jedi Order with their upcoming Star Wars stories, such as with the High Republic era and even with their version of the Old Republic that they are also currently developing as we speak. It's noted that Lucasfilm wants to explore a time in which the Jedi were able to love and engage in strong emotions like this to show a different side of the Jedi before the prequels. So, the thing about these retcons, I'm not quite sure how I really feel about this. Now, I understand that in the prequels, as Chancellor Palpatine tells Anakin, they have a dogmatic view. The Jedi have a dogmatic view. And in the prequels, we do have a different belief system of the Jedi. It's a very interesting phase. So, what Disney wants to do is they want to go into eras like the High Republic and other eras like the Old Republic that is going to essentially slightly shift the rules of the Jedi Order, such as mixing in with the Jedi having strong emotions like love or maybe even engaging in marriage. Something like that for all we know, right? But the Rule of Two change, I'm not quite sure how I really feel about this. Now, this was, of course, Palpatine's plan by uncovering the true secret of what the Rule of Two really means in the new Disney canon of what they're trying to do here. Now, the Rule of Two was obviously a thing completed by Darth Bane. Now, Darth Bane was a major character and is by far one of the most interesting characters out there in canon, and he is the one that made the Rule of Two possible. However, what Disney wants to do is they want to actually uncover a truth about what the Rule of Two really is. And that is, of course, a Sith spirit combining with an individual that actually becomes attuned with the dark side of the Force, where two dark side users become one into actually becoming a Sith, where, as Palpatine says in The Rise of Skywalker, you will be Empress, we will be one. Very interesting, because wouldn't that really just be something more around the lines of the rule of one, maybe, perhaps? I guess. But looking forward to everything here. I still think that, the rule of two concept should be left alone, as is, like how it was in the prequels, where you had Darth Maul, Palpatine, Count Dooku, Palpatine, and then Anakin and Palpatine. That's how it should remain as is, like Vader and Palpatine, etc., right? So, with that being said, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night to moon we hear them moans again.